Miss Nanette. How are you doing today?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. How
Good.
about you just go ahead and introduce yourself real quick to everyone watching?
Hi, I'm Esperanza Nanette Thomas, but I go by Nanette. It's easier to pronounce than Esperanza. So,
Mm-hmm. And tell us a little bit about your journey, like who you are, what you're involved in, because many people know you from Cusinera, but you're
mhm.
involved in many other things. What are those?
I'm also a realtor. I started in 2006, and we also own Thomas Real Estate Services and a property management company, Team Thomas Rentals.
Oh, okay.
But I let my husband take care of that business for now, and I'm taking care of this restaurant, Cusinera.
Yeah, and it's got to be a lot, probably. Juggling real estate and juggling, the food industry.
Yes. Oh,
Yes,
yes. And especially, I have a son. He's 17 years old and he has autism.
really.
So it's hard. I'm here from 10 o'clock in the morning until past midnight sometimes.
Wow,
Yes.
it's hard working.
I have to be hands on, yeah, because I have to make sure everything is done right from from the preparation of all the meat and vegetables and everything here before I can go home.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, so that way the next day when I come here, everything is ready and prepared, and I'll just start cooking.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, where are you from originally in the Philippines?
Nueva Ecija, but I grew up in Tabuk, Kalinga Apayao. It's up north. That's where I learned a lot of Ilocano dishes.
Okay.
So the cooking that I do here, make here is Tagalog and Ilocano
Okay.
dish. Yeah.
Now, what inspired you to move from the Philippines to the United States? And how long ago was that?
Oh, I came here as a fiancé visa, and that was back in 1989 when I met my husband. Back then, no internet, so
Wow.
we met. No, yeah, there is internet, but
Mhm.
no social like we by
Yeah.
pen pal writing to
Yeah.
each other. But
Okay.
yeah. And then he came back to the Philippines, and then we got together, and so he decided to um, apply for a K1 visa or
Okay.
fiancé visa, so I can come over. So I came here in 1989. So we just celebrated our 35th wedding anniversary.
That's amazing.
Yes, like
That's
this past
amazing.
October,
Wow.
and yeah.
Wow. I was gonna say that's such a rarity to nowadays everyone who's grown up, everything's on the internet,
Yes,
downloading these
yeah.
apps, you know what I'm saying? Hardly, at least in what I've seen, people are
Mhm.
hardly meeting in person anymore.
Yes, yep. So, but yeah, we did the pen pal. But actually, he had a girlfriend, and then came back and visited the Philippines. I was actually like, we met, and I was just like kind of tour guide there. I
Okay.
showed him around. So, and then, I guess he liked the Philippines better, the
Hey,
Filipinas better than the Koreans. So,
Now, starting with Thomas Real Estate, because that's the
mhm.
first business you had, right? What
Yes.
inspired you to, create Thomas, going with this real estate company of all
Well,
things?
so of course, my husband is in the military,
Okay.
and back then we were living paycheck to paycheck, and it's hard for me to send money to the Philippines or to help my family whenever they needed help. And I need to do something that will make me a lot of money.
Absolutely.
So I thought about doing like going back to school. When I came here, I was just high school graduate.
Oh, wow.
So high school graduate in the Philippines is only 10th grade equivalent here.
Wow.
But I was able to land 80 jobs that I would apply. So if I
That's
apply
good.
for a job for customer service for the bank, I work at the bank, and that's when I as a teller, and people will be depositing their income or their paychecks, and I would ask them, what do you do for a living? How come you make so much money? And at one time there was this realtor, I guess she's a realtor, and she was depositing a lot of checks.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do? And I asked her, and so she said she's in real estate. So then I remembered buying a house here back in 2002, our first house. Our realtor showed us about 4 to 5 houses, and looking at her paycheck, she made a lot of money out of just showing
Yeah.
it. So I said, maybe I can do the same thing. So I researched how to become a realtor, and come to find out, it's only like you have to just pass the test,
Mhm.
get your license, and you can become one.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a degree. You don't have to be like a you don't have to finish a college. So,
Mhm.
so I took that. It took me 2 times to pass the class and the test, but I did it. So that was the best investment
Yeah.
I ever did back in 2006.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I only spent what, $375.
Oh yeah, got
So
a lot more
yes,
return.
yes. So my first year in real estate, I sold 12 properties, and
Wow.
that made me realize, wow, this is good. I
Yeah.
made more money than my husband so
Oh.
that year. So, and that was my first. And my dream was to, um, my first. My sorry.
Of course, no worries.
Okay, my dream is to go home to the Philippines around Christmas time.
Wow.
And that year in 2006, I was able to do it.
Amazing.
And I
Amazing.
blessed a lot of people there, neighbors and kids, because I wanted to give them something like Christmas. Because
Mhm.
growing up, we were very poor, and I remember not having any presents or nobody's giving you anything for Christmas. So that's what I did. When I made that money, I went home, and the whole neighborhood, we had a big party for them. We fed them, we gave them gifts. All the kids, more than 200 kids.
Wow.
So it's not a lot of money. I gave them like 100 pesos, which was $2 worth.
Mhm.
But still, though, they're very happy
Absolutely.
because so yeah, that was the first year. And then also, whenever my family will ask for money,
Mhm.
I cannot give them before. But then when I did the real estate, I was doing real estate. Yeah, I was able to help my family, send my nieces and nephews to school, private school also. So
Mhm.
that was like really nice. I didn't
Oh,
even
yeah.
go to private school over there in the Philippines.
It's
Yeah.
a blessing.
So, so yeah, what motivated me is, of course, helping my family and helping other people. That's
Mhm.
why I did real estate, because that was for me easy. And so when my husband retired in 2008,
Mhm.
he doesn't know. He doesn't know what to do, and if he's gonna go back to school or not. So I told him, get your license as well.
Yeah.
So he got his license in 2008. Because a lot of times too, they think that it's the American, like my husband.
Mhm.
That's why they always think that it's my husband that helped me become a realtor.
Mhm.
No, it's actually the opposite. Sorry, honey.
Oh.
But he knows that. It was always me who was have the business minded person.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was my thing, is to, I want to be able to make money, and so I can help others. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because if you don't make money, you cannot help anybody.
That's right.
Yeah. So from 2006 to 2023, last year, I was thinking, I've been doing real estate for a long time.
Yeah.
And plus, my biggest dream was to build houses for my siblings in the Philippines.
Wow.
That was really my biggest goal
That's
in
amazing.
life. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So I bought a 2.5 acres, or equivalent to 1 hectare. I helped build, spend the money and build homes for my siblings,
Mhm.
4 of them. So there's 4 houses there in
Wow.
1 lot. Yeah.
Now, getting all this success from real estate and building your houses in the
Mhm.
Philippines and just helping people in general, like really finding that purpose, what drove you to create Cusinera? Like this
Oh,
really successful
okay.
food. Like what drove you to do that?
Yeah. Well, Cusinera. Okay. So everywhere I go, cooking is always my passion, and my friends will tell me whenever I go to a birthday party or any party, I will make something that nobody else are making. And I make sure if I bring food to the party, it's gonna be something that people will be like, oh, this one tastes good. This is
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
It's just like that. So it's like my signature dish, caldereta or dinuguan, or I always make it different than others.
That's good.
And they always say, why don't you open a restaurant? And like that. So it's like, oh, no, it's probably not for me. And plus, it's hard. And I thought it was hard.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also, when I'm selling real estate and it's a Filipino or someone that wants to have a housewarming party,
Mhm.
if they tell me they want me to cook for them, I'll cook for them. It's part of an incentive for
Yeah.
me to give to my buyers. So if they want to have a party, I'll cook for them. So I will cater their party. Then I get to meet their friends, their neighbors, their coworkers, and
Mhm.
then their neighbors' coworkers, they'll buy a house through me also.
Wow.
So that's how my real estate business becomes successful too.
Through serving people and
Yes,
wow.
yeah. So also once a year, ever since I started 2006 and then 2007, I started having parties, like it's called client appreciation. So every year I will have a big party where I get to cook all the food for them, and they appreciate all of that, and all the food, of course, will I will make sure it tastes very good.
Of course, of
I
course.
will have 200 people. Sometimes it's, I think before we have the office, I'm having the parties at my house.
Wow.
So my house is full of people, yeah, or the backyard, yeah.
Yeah.
I will cook all this food, and that's how they know me that I can cook.
Mhm.
So ever since I started cooking for my client appreciation parties, yeah, I got to be known for my cooking. So with the Cusinera, I make sure that whatever I cook for my parties is the same that I cook here.
Okay.
I don't skimp on ingredients
Yeah.
and the type of beef or pork that I use. Yeah, so it's the same.
No, I gotta be honest because Cusinera, it seems like it's this thing, and that's like bigger than just the Filipino community out here. Like I've been hearing, I mean, I'm military myself, and I hear people on base talking about it. It's becoming like a household name in a sorts. And I told you that
Yes.
before the interview.
Yeah.
So like one of my questions is like, how did your upbringing in the Philippines influence your journey and like your need to be an entrepreneur?
Okay, well, growing up in the Philippines, we were so poor. Well, we were poor. Poor that the only time I get to eat good food or meat is when we get invited to a party or birthday parties, or if my mom will help someone cook or wash the dishes at this party, and they will give her food to take home to us for us to eat.
Okay.
So I would taste the food, and whenever it tastes good, I was like, oh, I'll remember the food. I'll remember the ingredients. And I'll tell myself, someday I'm going to cook this.
Yeah.
And so that's why when I came to America and I was able to afford the ingredients, I started recreating those dishes that I remember from the Philippines or from me growing up. So, yeah, being poor made me
That influenced the journey.
Yes, yeah, it was an influence. Yeah, it influenced my like for me to start cooking and to like when I see a recipe or in a food, I will taste it and I can tell what's in it.
Wow,
I
that's
can
a skill. That's a skill.
yes,
I don't even know if I'll
yes.
develop that.
Yeah, I will try to remember and try to recreate. So it would take me a while to recreate like the siopaw. Growing up in the Philippines, there's this restaurant that their siopaw tasted so good. You cannot have it like so I kept on thinking what the ingredients they use. And come to find out, it's not really because when a lot of people will use like all-purpose flour on their siopaw. It's actually cake flour.
That's the secret.
I found out about after making so many trials and errors, and yeah, so and bibingka as well.
Okay.
Bibingka in the Philippines is around Christmas time, and I always like this is the kind of dessert that people will like me making here. But I haven't made it here yet. But I know I'm gonna start soon because
It's coming? It's coming.
Yes, it's coming. It's coming. Bibingka. And siopaw, yes. So
Now, one of the other questions I wanted to ask you was, what were some of the hardest things in terms of like your transition from the Philippines to the United States? What were some of those transition, or I guess those culture shocks that you encountered?
well, when I came here in America, I already had my son. He's now 37 years old. But
Wow.
when I came here, I was 19 years old with an 18-month-old. Yeah, I was a mother for.
Oh, we talking to the mic? Talking to
Oh, I was a very young mom. Yeah, teenage mom. Yeah, so that kind of like the life that I have there in the Philippines, because you always have some people that are helping you, your family. Here, nobody.
Wow.
So that's why I have to learn to adapt, to do everything myself. Like in the Philippines, you have you have your family, friends that can help you. Here, nobody. That's why when you work here, you come home, you still have to do the laundry, you still have to do the cooking, the dishes, yeah. So
Yeah.
everything. So, but here, okay. So that's why I love to have this Cusinera now. It's a restaurant because at home I will do all the cooking, I will prepare, and I will still have to do the dishes. So now that I have 20 of my crews helping me, I just get to cook.
Yeah.
That's all, yeah, and that's the best part. Like I have 16 burners, 4 deep fryers here, and a big grill, and all I have to do is like mix everything.
Yeah.
and tell them this is how you cook it.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest part is like, yes, before we have to do everything. I have to do everything. Now I have people that can help me. So
Now, would you say that your experiences that you experienced in the Philippines, did that help prepare you for the U.S. market?
oh yes, yeah. So like I said, growing up there's a lot of things that we have to do. I don't know the English of it. Pakikisama. What's pakikisama? Or discarte. Discarte also, which is a strategy.
Okay.
If you don't have that, you don't know how to strategize, you don't know how to make your life better, you cannot